What's up, Lorehounds? It's iTZKooPA here. We're inside hi-rez Studios booth. I'm here with the CEO, Todd Harris. We're checking out Tribes Ascend behind us. So this is one of the first times we've actually had hands-on, right?
Yeah, that's right. The first show we went to was QuakeCon, and PAX here is actually our biggest format to date. So we got 12 on 12. The real game will be 16 versus 16, but we got 24 stations, hands-on. It's the first time we're looking at all four maps, so real excited to be here.
So what do we have, you know, if you're a newbie coming into it and you just realize what Tribes is and you're looking at the game, what's the hard sell?
Well, the things that, of course, jump out at you are the rapid pace. I mean, you are moving crazy fast in this game. The verticality of the game. Every character has jetpacks, and there's a lot of mid-air combat, even more than, say, players of Global Agenda would be used to. You're spending a lot of time in the air. And then a big emphasis on teamwork. So as well as all that individual skill around freedom of motion, it's a class-based game, and there's a lot of teamwork. The gameplay that we're showing off here is Capture the Flag. So, of course, that's an objective-based game anyway, but in Tribes, Capture the Flag also has this concept of bases with generators. So both of our teams have a generator inside our base. The generator supports base functions like base turrets, inventory stations that let you change class, vehicle stations, sensors, and so teams are trying to protect or take out the enemy generator as a supporting objective in addition to the flag. So
the flags are actually the main game. You get like capture points for them, and the generator can just kind of screw over the other team?
That's right, exactly right. So the game ends at 5 flag caps, or the team that's ahead when the time limit's expired. But the generator becomes a really important enabling objective.
The original Tribes didn't really have classes. What are the classes that have been made for Ascend, and how do they fit in?
Yeah, the original game was based on armor types. So the past Tribes titles have had light, medium, heavy armor. Of course, the light's more mobile, but takes less damage before he goes down. The heavy is a big tank. It's hard to leave the ground. He's a fatty. But what we did is basically incorporate armor types within the idea of a loadout or a class. So every class consists of an armor, light, medium, or heavy, 2 in-hand weapons, an offhand belt like a grenade, and then a pack like a cloaking device.
You're fully loaded.
You're loaded, and you got a melee as well. So the game here that we're showing at PAX, we've got 9 classes. They all play really differently. Everything from a light infiltrator that can go stealth to, let's say, the soldier that's a more traditional Tribes build with a spin fuser, which fires those blue discs, the blue plate special, mid-air kills, to a heavy like the Doombringer, who's actually got anti-vehicle lock-on fire and forget missile as well as a chain gun. So a lot of diversity, but when we release, we plan to actually have 15 classes and to release more after that. So really, players familiar with kind of the horizontal gameplay of a game like League of Legends, where there's all these champions, we're trying to do the same thing with an FPS. So all these loadouts that have variations.
So will that be something we see as content patches constantly throughout the game's life?
That's right. We'll introduce new maps that'll be free to the entire community, and we'll introduce new classes as well. And that's one of the ways that we monetize the game, because it is free to play. You'll be able to download it. You'll play one very versatile class instantly for free. You can unlock other classes just by playing the game. But if you want to unlock a class more quickly and permanently, you'll be able to do that with a real money transaction. So basically, you'll be able to buy classes, you'll be able to buy experience boosters, and you'll be able to buy cosmetic items like skins, but nothing that really unbalances the game. So we're very much against the pay for power, pay to win.
So you mentioned mobility is a big factor. It's always been a huge factor in Tribes. Have you guys really, fine-tuned like the skating and to get all those hardcore people into it?
Yeah, I mean, our alpha phase, which we're really still in now, we're going to enter beta in the end of September, and alphas have been all about how do we make it fun to move from point A to point B, and how do we also have freedom of movement that's consistent with what Tribes players would expect. So, and that's a very careful, tricky balance to get right. So a lot of what we've done in alpha has actually been experimenting and iterating that movement. So in fact, nailing movement was very important to us in alpha.
I mean, the game looks great. It was only announced, what, last year, I think you started teasing it?
We announced it at PAX East. We're showing it off big time at PAX West, and we're planning to be, in beta this fall and release in Q1. So we've been moving pretty quickly.
Tribes Ascend, Q1 2012. Thanks so much.
Thanks. Anyone who's interested in the beta can go to tribesascend.com. We're starting to take applicants next month.
Awesome. Thanks.